Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here. This is the YouTube channel for, I'll put up a little banner at the bottom, Dr. Nick's Amazing Man Stuff, and the live stream is titled Doctor's Orders. As you guys come in, if you could, please hit a thumbs up to show YouTube that you enjoy this channel and content. And if you want to share this out with some bearded friends or non-bearded, that would be amazing. We have just hit 400 subscribers, Nick.
Woo! Look at
Yeah,
that.
buddy. Growing. And my name is Dan. I host this live stream and absolutely love it. We are on 23 weeks in a row right now. And the gentleman to the side of me here is Nick, aka Dr. Nick himself. Nick, how you doing?
Fantastic. It's an exciting day, man. We got
it
new
is.
stuff. We got good people. We got not sub-zero weather outside. It's all things looking up.
For sure. It is going to be a good day, no doubt about it. And yeah, shout out to everybody that's in the chat nice and early. Guns and Beards, Jake Boss, OG Fitzroy. Of course, we have Jill. We got Paul, Mr. X-Ray, Diablo, Brennan, Jason, Viking, Garrett, Chris B, Art. Oh, man, so many amazing. Bearded Respect. Welcome, everybody. Bearded Wiley, how's it going? And Nick, to kind of kick it off here, to begin, and I know that this would be something that you would be kind of proud of, we have in the chat a Mr. Garrett McCarthy here. Now, you called me yesterday. You were like, I gotta get this out. I gotta tell you what's going on.
Oh man. So Garrett, what's up? First of all, thank you for joining and awesome speaking with you last night. This just happens sometimes. I don't know when this is. Obviously I can't plan when this is going to happen, but sometimes someone sends a piece of feedback or an email that like either really, really strikes a chord. And this happens on good and bad side of things, by the way. If I get a really nasty one, I don't usually reply an email. I'll pick up the phone and I try to talk through things, right? I wasn't having what you'd call the best day yesterday. I think I was having an over-engineering moment where things weren't quite going the way I wanted them to or the way I envisioned. And that just kind of spiraled throughout the rest of the day. I think we all know how that can go. And when I got home, I just checked my email real quick before we were going to start dinner. And I had an email from Garrett. And it just had the coolest piece of feedback I've ever had. He tried our shower products, and the feedback of the beard wash and the conditioner were so insane. He tried it. His wife, who's a 14-year experienced licensed cosmetologist, tried it, gave it her sign off. And then the piece that really got me was his feedback about the number 21 oil. It struck the same chord with him that it does with me. It reminded him of smoking some meats out in a pole barn and then sitting around with some friends around a bonfire afterwards and waking up the next morning and smelling your hoodie. And it just reminded him of being with good friends and having good times. And he was just giving us that feedback and really just loving his experience. And I started writing a reply, started typing up an email back to him. And I'm like, nope, this is one of those times. I wonder if he's available. And I know he works 16-hour days at he's a busy dude, does some really cool work, by the way.
Yeah.
So I gave him a call, and I guess my caller ID popped up because he said, "Hey, Nick." And we talked for a good 15 minutes or so and just kind of talked about what he liked about stuff and gave me a little more feedback and told me his wife's experience about she walked upstairs after he used the beard oil and she's like, "Did you start a fire? It smells like there's like a campfire going somewhere." He's like, "No, that's my beard oil." And she's like, "No, it's not." And it was just so cool because it kind of brought up the same memories with him that it did with me. And it's actually, according to him, really one of the first beard oils that his wife has actually enjoyed smelling in his beard. She doesn't like the real strong perfumey stuff. Same with the washes. She doesn't want them smelling like a, high school locker room, right? With a bunch of Axe floating around.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I'm on it for life. No more drugstore body wash for me. My skin feels great. I'm happy. I love the beard oil. And, it was just really cool. It completely turned my whole day around. I mean, reading it turned my day around, and then talking to him on the phone. By the time Jill got home, I was bouncing around the kitchen. Couldn't wait to tell her about it. So, I think him and I were in the same boat. We were both really excited to talk to each other. And
super cool.
So Garrett, thanks again, man. Like you literally did. You made my day.
That's amazing. Amazing. You guys remember it is always free to make somebody's day better, whether it's a simple compliment, whether it's reaching out. You can literally change the trajectory of someone's day, night, maybe their week, and it costs you nothing. And that's a perfect example right there. I was able to read the feedback and just awesome feedback from an awesome person, from an awesome family as well. So, Garrett,
I mean,
thank you for being positive.
What a good dude. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
holy hell.
Oh, yeah.
Cool work. I mean, he works his ass off too. He wakes up at 2 a.m. and works these 16-hour shifts, and he's still got time to, take care of himself, number one. And two, has the, probably doesn't have the time, but took the time to make sure that someone knew that we made a positive impact with him. So, I mean, it was all around. It was just huge, blown away.
So cool. And if I remember correctly, Chris won the IPA oil from the Commands Corner live stream. And he said it's out of this world, amazing. Got it in time ahead of my birthday. Happy belated birthday. And spot on choice on this one.
Yeah, it was funny because there was I forget what it was. There was something where it was like, do you want us to send this out now or do you want to wait a week? Because there's going to be something real cool. And, it was basically, the IPA worked its way into one shipment. And I'm glad it was worth the wait because I think this new batch of IPA is everything I loved about the last release. And this one has the new carrier blend in it, which doesn't change the scent much. But man, what a just awesome overall experience.
Heck yeah. And that will be coming soon, you guys. We got a lot of stuff with Dr. Nick's coming soon. Stay tuned to this live stream. Stay tuned to their Instagram. That's where most of the information is going to be coming out. And of course, their website. And what we have going on today, guys, is going to be a release of X's and O's, which is the seasonal scent, the Valentine's Day scent for Dr. Nick's. We have some giveaways to go with that, and we may have a little bit of sprinkled in surprise news along the way as well. So, Nick, Jill is in the chat. You ready to show the people what we have for the X's and O's?
Yeah, absolutely. So
awesome.
I think this one's been a long time coming, right? I think it's a scent that people are really going to like. It's something that people have been asking for either directly or indirectly. Like either you wanted a kind of more of a date night scent, more of a cologne scent kind of an idea. And I think this really gets it. So, first of all, I had a lot of fun again with labels. So we made little cupids with our skulls on there. You can probably see that. Okay. Yeah, you can see that. Okay. And so really cool bottle. Same little touches on the side, like we did with the holiday release, the holiday special. And we got on the back there. And as you can see, scent profile of amber and oud. And I think the real big call outs from this one are a couple of things. So a couple of things to note. Everyone's going to hear oud, right? And everyone's going to hear amber. And you're going to think to yourself that you've probably had something like this, or it's probably like something that you like. So I'm going to give good news and I'm going to give probably some guidance, right? So first of all, oud, amber, sandalwood. There's something to note about each of these in this particular scent. As you guys know, right, we're essential oil based. We don't use fragrance oils, no perfume bases, nothing like that. So the oud scent that you get in other ones are based off of this old, it's actually, from what I understand, it's an old Arabian scent. It's an old Arabian perfume. It's like one of the oldest ones out there. And it's actually came to be because of, I did not know this either until Jill and I did a bunch of research. The agar wood where oud comes from, the sap, right? It's mainly farmed by incense companies. And the primary consumer of oud sap is still to this day incense companies. That's the primary use of that stuff. Now, what people do is they take that sap, right? You distill it. There's a perfume process it goes through, and that acts as the base of some of these really, really rich, layered, deep, kind of heavy, dark, scented colognes, perfume, things like that. Now, what we used, obviously, is on the essential oil side of that. So I would almost consider the oud, the agar wood essential oil that's in this, you can almost think of it as like the precursor to those types of colognes, right? So you do get some of that essence. You do get some of that musk. And especially with the amber and with the ambrette in there, you do get some of that musk. And, what stands out to me is it almost has a little bit of smokiness to it, not like the 21. It's got a little bit of musk to it, not as quite as much as the 18, and it's got a little bit of a sandalwood essence to it, but not quite as much lavender or anything like that as number 9. So if you like number 9, if you like number 18, if you like number 21, I think you're going to be a huge fan of this, right? Something to note, you will pick up on sandalwood. That's a really good base to kind of balance the real, because this oud essential oil is real sour when it starts off out of the bottle. You got to really balance it out. There's a few other things in here that help with that balance that Jill is not willing to share. It is there's there's a few little tricks up her sleeve with this one, and I think you'll pick up on them. There's some spicy notes in there and something a little grassy, and it kind of all balances out to be a little earthy. And to answer your question on that, so I think it might have been a little too heavy on the sandalwood for Dan. Dan's not a big sandalwood guy, right? And so Dan said, I think you said it was growing on you, that you kind of were liking it. Would it be displacing other stuff of ours in your rotation? Probably not for you. Didn't sound like. But
no, for sure, yeah.
I think it's because of the sandalwood.
Yep. And this is just a situation of preferences. When Nick sent it out, I gave him like my first reaction, and I guess my mind was on this being like a super rich, heavy oud scent. And being all essential oils, being all 100% natural, it's just not that. It has the oud in there, but it definitely has the punchiness of the sandalwood. The amber is in there. It warms it up. I like it much more in beard than I do in bottle. And
me too.
Yeah.
Actually, I have it in now, and it's funny because it kind of does the same thing that 21 does to me, where like I smell it when I put it in, and I'm like, ooh, that smells good. And then I smell it as I'm wearing it, and I'm like, God damn, that smells really good. Wait a minute. And I smell it again, and all of a sudden I'm like, I'm liking it more and more as it gets kind of diffused in your hair.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, if you are a sandalwood fan, one thing to note on this is not obviously sandalwood fragrance oil. It's also not sandalwood essential oil. That's actually really important to note. Sandalwood essential oil can be kind of sharp. It has like that kind of high note to it, as opposed to just like it's like if you had an equalizer, the essential oils kind of got the highs and the lows with the mids. I'd say this uses sandalwood oil, actual just sandalwood oil, like the oil from the actual sandalwood, and which is very different. And it cuts out all the high notes. It's basically like you took your equalizer and flattened it out to the mids. So it's like the oud and the amber almost take over those high notes, along with a couple of Jill's little secret ingredients. And the sandalwood really is just kind of riding as like the baseline underneath all of it. It's not very intense, but it is there.
Yep.
So if you have an aversion to sandalwood, this might not be for you. But if you like number 18 and you like number 9, I think this is going to be like one of your favorites.
Yeah, it's right in that same family where I'm more of a number 7, an IPA, a 0. And I do like the other ones. There's none that I dislike. And even the ones that I thought I was going to dislike, they've grown on me. And trust me, guys, I like to dislike scents, right? If we're being real, I'm someone that gives reviews, that gives feedback. Having something to strongly say, I dislike this, some people think like, oh, that gives him credit. He's non-biased and all this stuff, even though it's always the truth, but people just like that. So I want to be like, oh, I hate this, but I don't. And it's, like I said, it's grown on me. The more I wear it, I really enjoy it. I would call it an earthy, natural cologne is how I would describe this.
Oh, dead on. Absolutely. And, I think it is a testament to like how we work together. Right. I mean, when I know Dan got this package and I sent him a text, I was like, hey, what do you think? And I think he was bouncing between a bunch of stuff too. So sometimes our texts to each other are real short. Like I know when Dan is giving me a quick answer, I know he's not being like actually short with me. He's just being quick. And the first response back was not my favorite, but it's growing on me. Right. Mm-hmm. And so we say that same feedback to you guys here. Like the transparency isn't just outward. It's very, very honest inside these walls and over our conversations too. Dan doesn't just fanboy out over anything we put out there. He's critical with our stuff, just like he is with everything. So, which is why this works.
For sure. Now, if someone has no concept of what sandalwood smells like, how would you describe this? And I'm not good with those descriptors. So Nick or Jill in the chat, how would you describe the sandalwood that's in this?
I mean, I think it gives it an earthiness. And actually, if I was going back to like my beer description days, the description that people would use if you were writing for Craft Beer Magazine on that, the note would be called forest floor. And what they're trying to get there is you know when you get that kind of you get wet dirt, pine needles, leaves, pollen, all out there, grass in that wet soil, you get an earthiness to it. But there's a difference between earthy, whereas you have kind of like the lavenders and those sorts of things in the world that are
Right.
very earthy. And then you have forest floor, which is basically like, again, the base notes of some of those earthy scents. So I think this has got it's got the musk, it's got the bright notes, it's got something a little earthy to it, and a little bit of that forest floor. And also because of the agar wood, I think it does have that little bit of natural smokiness to it. A little
Yeah.
bit.
Yep.
Is it a date night scent? Absolutely. Is
Yes.
it a departure from our lemony number 7s and the floral number 9s? 100%. I think this gives a different perspective to our portfolio as a whole. I think
Yeah.
it does fill a spot that has not been filled yet by anything else we're doing.
Yeah. Yep. No, for sure. That oud alone just brings in a new element for you guys. And guys, it is linked as the pinned comment in the chat, and I've been putting it periodically in the chat as well. And guys, keep giving this great feedback. This really, really fuels Nick and Jill. Chris says, got number 18 yesterday, used it last night. It's my wife's favorite so far. She told me I'm not allowed to buy beard products from anywhere but Dr. Nick's.
Hey, love it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Same. But
Yeah.
dude, if she likes number 18, I'm convinced that if anyone likes number 18, they're gonna love this.
Yeah, no, for sure. And number 9, I think it's like
Number 9.
a pairing of 18 and a pairing of 9. It's somewhere between those two.
It is.
18 is more cologne-y, 9 is more earthy. This is right between them.
I think you're dead on. I think that's like a perfect middle ground. Like if there was a 9 and an 18, this is definitely like a 14 and a half.
Yeah. I was trying to think of the math. I couldn't do it. So good job. Kudos to you.
Yeah, I'm probably wrong. I based that on completely nothing.
Yeah, I think it's at least close. So yes, you guys get the deal. So this is live, guys. We will be doing some giveaways today. And they're going to be some pretty cool giveaways, and I'll get to showing those in a second here. And if you were to describe oud, not how it comes in the jar, not how it is out of the tree, but how it plays in a beard oil, and even specifically in this beard oil, what would be your description to somebody in practical terms?
You know, I would have to say that it is a very smoky musk, rich scent, right? And so, you know, and that's how it is, and that's the layer that it adds in this. And I think Jill will probably want to have her own input to that. But I do think that it is what it adds to this. It gives it that smoky earthiness, that richness, right? Where it's almost like think of number 18 as being like the sugar-free version of this, right? You know, you have the sugar-free version of something and it's a little thinner, right? It's a little more tinny, it's a little more tangy, and then you add sugar to it, and all of a sudden it's a little heavier. It has a little more body to it, a little sweeter. You know, I think that's what it does for this. Musky, woody, buddy.
She meant nutty. Everybody's like, hopefully not buddy.
let's not go with buddy on the label there, baby.
Thank you, Jill. Yeah, the way I would describe oud in general as an end product, and even in this one, I agree with Jill that the first and foremost to me is musky. It's the essence of man. It's rich. It's dark. It is that darkness you get in colognes. And then when you go a little bit farther and you really sophisticate your palate, which I don't really have, but when you really push it more, there definitely is a woodsiness to it. There definitely is an earthy, nutty, almost spiciness to it. But for me, it's a dark, musky manliness. That is what oud would be to me.
Yep, absolutely. And this is definitely not going to be the last oud scent we play with either. I think one of the things that I know Jill is working on right now is something that's more focused on the oud side to try to bring out what ends up coming out in some of those more cologne scents, without some of the other layers on it that we thought really, really paired nicely for this one, especially for a limited release this time of year, the holiday, especially for Valentine's Day. Ultimate date night kind of a scent. If you were back in the 70s, I mean, this would be like what if you were rocking your leisure suit out there to the club back in the 70s with your gold chain on, half unbuttoned sport coat, this is what you'd want on. This would
For
be
sure. For sure. And I love the honest feedback here, and there's some great follow-ups. Tim says, I still need to try Dr. Nick's. I just have a lot in rotation right now that I need to use up. The hype is getting to me, though. And I have a love and hate relation, not to like split hairs here, but I have a love and hate relationship with hype, because for whatever reason, over the years, hype has for many turned into like a negative thing. People almost associate hype with like blowing smoke and then not having like reality behind it.
Yep.
And I believe, at least on this platform, my platform, and people that we trust, hype is just often and almost always, it's just what is relevant to what's going on. And here's some good feedback that people had. Chris B said, I was the same way, and one day just took the leap, and I did not regret it. Absolutely worth it. Garrett said, trust me, I was so skeptical, but I took a chance, and Dr. Nick's has pushed some big beard companies to the back of my closet. Dr. Nick's is in my top 2. They're my number 1 light viscosity oil, 100%. So really, really cool feedback. And as Jill said, there's no FOMO. This company is here for the long run more than ever. I mean, this is Nick, as you guys know, runs a lot of businesses. And I think that it's not me stepping out of bounds here. He's mentioned it before, but he would love to have this be his everything. Like this would be his entire, and it's not to take away from the time that he's giving right now. It's already superhuman and amazing, but it's not going anywhere. This company's going to be here. It's going to continue to grow, continue to get better. So I love that Jill said that's very true. There's no push, no FOMO, just giving real information and allowing people to share their experiences.
Yeah, I think that's dead on, man. This is end game for me, guys. I mean, this is like retirement plan. This is where I want to be. This is what I want to be doing when everything else has settled down. So, like you said, we're not going anywhere. We'll be here for you.
Absolutely. And we'll be getting to these towards the end of the stream, probably in about 20 minutes from now, guys. But we have 2 giveaways that we're going to be rocking today that we're pretty excited about. The first one is just straight up going to be one of these X's and O's beard oils. So one of you is going to win this for free, shipped out to you. Easy peasy. Jill will take care of that with lightning speed. And then the second one is a pretty cool one. And what we have going for the second giveaway today is going to be, and it's scrolling at the bottom, a box of chocolates, a funny Valentine's Day card, and one of those beard oils that you have right there. What are your thoughts on that, Nick?
Oh, dude, right here, this is like the skip the line at CVS giveaway right here. That's what this is. You win this giveaway, you save yourself a trip to the paper store, and you save yourself a trip to CVS for a box of chocolates. I mean,
there you go.
This is like a get out of jail free card right here, guys. I mean,
let us help you.
I mean, Dr. Nick's really, we care. We care, and we care about, making sure you didn't forget to pick up something awesome for Valentine's Day. So
exactly.
This one, hey, get out of jail free card. You're good to go.
Exactly. And I do want to say thank you to everyone that hit that thumbs up. We have almost everybody that have hit the like button. If for any reason you forgot, please consider it. That is appreciated. And Tim, absolutely, man, I didn't take it in a bad way. I always hate bringing up like little things like that, because I'm not insinuating that it was in a bad way at all. It's just that words get twisted, and I knew exactly what you meant, Tim. You're amazing, dude. So thank you for the kind words there.
Well,
so,
and thanks for that too. And Garrett actually last night, he said that when he got home, he's like, he got the delivery notice, and he got home from work, grabbed it out of the mailbox, and told his wife, I'm going upstairs to take a shower to try this stuff.
Nice.
And she literally used the words that he was drinking the Kool-Aid. She's like, oh man, you're really drinking the Kool-Aid on this one, huh? And speaking of hype, drinking the Kool-Aid, getting amped by the hype, those all kind of mean the same thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're falling for something that's going to have empty promises,
Right.
But she was in the background on the call. She's like, I take it back. It's awesome.
Yeah.
She's even going to take the conditioner and use it on clients at her hair salon. See how it works for getting rid of tangles.
So cute. So cool, man. I love hearing that. Kevin says, wait, cool. Valentine's Day's coming up.
Kevin, let's hope you win this one.
Yeah. 1 week from today, right? Exactly.
Yeah, it is. It's next Tuesday.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing our next live stream on Valentine's Day.
Awesome. We'll be here, guys. Bring a date. Who knows? Maybe we'll throw out some virtual kisses. You never know. Yeah, you never know. And
love it.
Melissa has the beard wash and conditioner today for her client.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you know
And
what? You know what, Garrett? I'm thinking Kool-Aid is wonderful.
that's what I was going to say. How does that phrase become a bad thing? You're drinking the Kool-Aid? Heck yes, I am. It's delicious.
Hell yeah. I I was gonna say, Garrett, too, let your wife know when we get down to this last round of testing on our head products, on top of sending it out to Dan. I think she would probably be a really good litmus test to figure out what we like and don't like about the shampoo and the conditioner. So I might include you guys on that pilot if you think she's open to it.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And if I remember correctly, she's a cosmetologist.
Yes.
So she, does mainly longer hair and styles and cuts and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, talk about a great feedback. We give easy feedback for long beards, but this will be someone giving some feedback on some long hair. So I'm excited to see how that goes.
For sure. Thank you, Danny. He says he loves number 7.
Dude, thanks, Danny.
Awesome. So, guys, we will have that giveaway coming up, and I'll put a banner at the bottom, just having the scent profile and the available scent right now. And Nick, what is the deal for this? It is seasonal. It is limited. Are we looking at a quantity number? Are we looking at a set time frame? How does Dr. Nick's approach their seasonal and limited scents?
Yeah, so it kind of depends on the holiday and depends on the scent. I'd say for this one, it's one of the more limited releases, and we are going to go through the bottle count on this one, basically. So it's here until it's not. And so it's if that takes all of February, great. If it stays up into March, fine. Yep. It's going to be something that's available until it's gone.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And we'll do some, if you guys follow along on Instagram, as numbers get low, we'll put up some updates and keep you guys posted as it's dwindling down. I believe he meant balded guys here. I would assume bolded. I think we're all bolded guys, but anything Super in the works bold. for balded guys?
Yeah, dude. Our face wash, first of all, is huge from a bald head perspective. I use it on my head every morning. And I've noticed in the really dry months, I get less flakes on my scalp, which is fantastic. I'm a dry guy, and not dry personality, but I am a dry dude.
Dry humor for sure.
Oh yeah, it was like the Sahara Desert all over in here, and so I got to make sure I cover it. And yes, and then another thing I do when it's really dry is if it's really really dry, whatever I have left over on my hands for butter, I just rub that in on my head. And sometimes the number 0 is the best one for your bald head. It really is. My dad's an elderly guy who is being taken care of by his my stepmom, who's a nurse, and so she takes care of him. And she uses butter and unscented oil on his skin all the time. He's bald. That's where I get it from, and it works really well. So I'd definitely go for that.
That's awesome. And Jill brings up a great point. This is by far their most expensive blend because this is real oud, guys. It's called liquid gold because it's one of the most expensive per ounce things in the world. It is unbelievably expensive.
It is. And to that point, when you use a fragrance oil that uses oud, those fragrance oils are automatically more expensive fragrance oils, right?
Yep.
And you think about what I said in the beginning, we're using the precursor for those fragrance oils as the base in this blend. Right. So talk about tipping the scales.
Yeah.
Like if we had, if we were running this thing on a balance sheet, this oil would have never come out. It's too expensive to actually produce long-term.
Right. Shark Tank would have said, no, you're insane. You can't do this.
Oh yeah. Mr. Wonderful would have told me that I'd go take a walk. Take a lap.
Yep. Absolutely. And we have in the last 20, you might draw her something. That'd be cool. I don't know if you know this, Nick, but Fitzroy is a legit artist, like an actual artist. What he does, he creates digital art and characters and stuff. It's literally amazing. Like amazing.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's really cool.
Yep.
We might need to collaborate with OG on either some label art or some merch or something someday. That'd be cool.
Was just gonna hint at that in a kind way. He's extremely talented, very talented.
If you'd ever consider doing something like that, OG, reach out to us, man. I'm always looking to work with new artists on cool stuff.
For sure, and that's truth. Yep, that's the truth. And Chris says my dog's getting snipped on Valentine's Day. That's just wrong.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Yeah, that is. Oh man, you're taking away all the love.
It's a whole different meaning to Cupid's arrow.
Right, right. And Sean convinced his girlfriend to switch to the body wash and face wash. Awesome.
Oh,
And,
nice.
and Chris wants to know should one order a bunch at a time to have it longer, like the Christmas set? So like Nick said, there's a limited amount. This will not be back until Valentine's next year. So if you think for sure you're gonna like this and you really want to stock up, and this again, guys, is not in a FOMO way. This is just a factual way. It's going to go, and it's not going to be back until next year. So if it sounds like something you want, I mean, we had somebody order. How many did we had? We don't need to say their name, but 6 bottles of Yule Tree in one order. 7 bottles of Yule Tree in one order. So
yeah, and I will say I won't give an exact number because Joe would kill me. I will say there is less than 100 of these.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's extremely limited. If you want it, I'd get on it.
Art, reach out to customer service at drnicks.com for email and contact them, and Jill and Nick will be able to let you know what's possible and what's not possible. Email will be the best there.
Yeah, and if we're talking March, I think that would be possible. Just so you know, Art, reach out to us. We have an ability to reserve inventory, a couple other little tricks up our sleeve. We've done that with previous things. We've done that when 21 got low during a live stream. We held someone reserved for somebody. So, we're flexible.
Yep, absolutely. And Brian, IPA will be coming soon. We don't have a date for you yet, but it will be coming soon. Absolutely.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, Nicholas, I do. You message me all the time. Reach out to me, man. This is not my platform to be doing that, but it's a very, very proud affiliate of mine that I absolutely love working with. And Danny, to show you here, the X's and O's is the limited edition. It is amber, oud, and sandalwood. I would describe it as a really nice, natural, earthy cologne.
And it is up on the site, Dan, if you ever wanted to pull up that list and to show people as well.
Got it here. So here it is, guys, on the site. And again, it's pinned in the chat, so you can see all the bottle design. Of course, got the ingredients. Of course, it's got all the information on here. And the write-up says, this Cupid's arrow will hit you right in the beard with the rich musk of natural oud, amber, and musk blended with 100% pure sandalwood oil. This naturally romantic blend is not what you'll find in the cologne section of a department store, but a cleaner, more subtle take on a popular date night fragrances. Get it before it's gone. Perfect. I love that write-up.
Why, thank you.
Super, super accurate to what it is. So
yeah, I wanted to make in a couple things, again, just abundance and transparency. I wanted to make sure people knew, it wasn't the oud you'd get from other fragrance oils. And I wanted to make sure people knew there was a sandalwood scent to it, because sandalwood can put people on one side or the other of that decision. So I didn't want anyone being disappointed.
For sure. Awesome, Nicholas. Good to hear, man. All right, guys. Interesting. So Nick, I don't know what's going on with you here. I'm a little bit sweaty because it's hot down here. The heat is pumping. My furnace is right over there. Not in like a weird way, but you do look a little balmy. Like you look a little.
Do I look a little schmutzy?
Yeah. Is there something going on?
Dude, you know what? Yeah, it's been colder than hell out here. We cranked the heat up, and now that you mention it, I do got to shed a layer here. This is getting a little ridiculous. I don't want to be the sweaty guy here.
Please don't
take this Dixon off here. Oh,
put your hands up! Whoa, that was way too loud. But I was hyped.
Let me just put this down over here.
Oh snap! Look at that.
It's happening. You know what though? The more I think about it, it's not even the shirt so much. I think it's this beanie. I think this thing's just. Let me get that. Oh!
Dang!
What do we have here?
Woo, baby!
Look at all this excitement.
And what about that beanie? When you turned around, I thought I'd noticed something.
Oh, maybe you noticed that.
Oh man! Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Nice ribbed one, too. Made out of recycled materials. This one's made out of all recycled polyester. It's like some really nice stuff. It feels great. Been wearing that one pretty much all morning, getting pretty chilly.
Yeah.
And then this guy, we got the Yupong snapback straight rim here on this guy. Green bill.
Yeah, buddy.
Yupon Classics there on the inside. And this, I'll have you know, was a demo embroider. So I think you're going to get even cleaner as it goes. Any of the threads you see here, not going to be on your hat. I promise. I snagged this one straight off the embroidery machine. He's like, no, we don't like that one. And I was like, yeah, well, I'm going to go ahead and take it. And if you look, we did this really cool little accent here where the skull is actually raised off of the hat. And then on the side, you have full logo on the side. So you got the skull and the main part of the logo there on the front, and then you got the full logo there on the side.
Oh yeah.
Just so everyone who likes those trucker hats, oh, look at that.
Yep.
The next edition of this guy is going to have a little bit of a back stitch to this embroider too. So it's going to have some black stitching back behind that guy. So it's going to make it pop even a little more.
Beautiful.
But I think they did a banger job getting this stuff into the mesh, getting it onto the front like this raised. I don't know if you can really see that. There you go. Let's see. I'm going to go get just like that. You can see how that skull's raised off the front there with that raised embroidering.
Yep.
Really cool stuff.
And yes, Tim, this is just a few miles down the road from them. And it was a really cool process. I was honored to be a part of a little bit of it. Essentially, Nick and this design team and the company that makes these, like I said, Nick goes down there and is involved in every step, but we actually got to be involved in the design process. Like the whole idea of saying, hey, let's have the skull pop out and let's have the, what's your fancy word for this thing?
Oh, the filigree?
Yeah, that thing
that I always get all kinds of fun remarks for saying. That's Jill's vernacular, by the way. She likes the filigree.
Yeah. So like this was all designed, the beanie. I was like, hey, the one thing is I want to make sure we have this back stitching to make sure it is completely flat, because I've seen beanies that get it pulled in, and it was like step by step, a really cool process, literally just down the road from this. Beardo, it's a local company, a small company. I think there's just 2 guys, right?
Oh yeah, and I'll share the name. It's Nocturnal Printing is the name of the place we're using. You can check them out. And if you know anything about me, as soon as you see their logo, you'll know this is the place for me. It's like all written in death metal fonts on the front, like a death metal t-shirt, and like from a heavy metal band. And I saw that and I was like, oh, I got to talk to these guys. And then I went down and met with them. And it was, we got along great from day one. It was awesome. And these shirts, cool. I'll have you know, these are not Gildan beefy tees. These are not what you'd find coming off of Teespring or any of the other sites that drop ship merchandise straight off of any color shirt you want. Because of that, colors are going to be limited. We're going to release them as we go, right? But these things are, the stitching on this is ridiculous. It's got the little back liner around the collar stitching. It's got double stitching here in the sleeves. And if you notice, there's no hard lines to it either. This stuff is all double.
Oh, nice.
Very, very nice ribbing all around that. Triple stitched on the inside. I mean, these shirts are awesome. They're made by Next Level. It has got to be one of the more comfortable t-shirts I've had on in a while. I'm not going to be taking these off anytime soon. Love that.
Judd, I believe it will, because we went through all my hats. I gave him like the types that I really enjoy. I'm a flat bill kind of guy. I like to curve it myself, but this is one of my favorite types, if not my favorite type of flat bill hat. It's just a really, really good quality, really good fit. So yes, for those of you that this hat will fit anybody, but those of you that like the trucker, that like the smaller hats, they're going to have the smaller options as well. And when
put that on,
they're not available yet, you guys. We are, Nick, do you want to share any kind of timeline or anything that you're able to say publicly?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'll share everything I know. I know that we're picking up the t-shirts and the bulk of the other screen printed stuff this Friday. And then we had a model issue with the straight rim. We got in a slightly different model than the one that you see here. And so we replace that order. Those are coming in this week. I imagine the hats will be available next week. My goal is to release all the merch at once, though. So although we will have stock of screen printed, t-shirts, hoodies, and I think the embroidery is done on the beanies this week. But then we're just basically waiting on the hats to get finished up, and I would expect those to get wrapped up next week. So if I had to guess, probably end of next week. We're going to be getting photos of all this stuff and getting it up onto the site. You know, who knows? We might even have all this ready for our live stream next week, a big chunk of it. So if it'll either be working its way on or damn close to it. So you are looking inside the next 14 days, having the full line available. And just know as soon as the whole collection is here and I can ship it, it'll be up on the site.
Awesome. Awesome. And I believe you know Julie. And she's saying, how long is there a time limit where you can store them? I'm guessing she's saying, like, how long, if you're going to stock up on a beard oil, let's say like this seasonal scent, what do you guys share? Every company's different with what they share. What is your expected shelf life of the Dr. Nick's beard oil?
So with the new formula, technically, I mean, you really, with the sunflower oil in there, you have 24 months, right? Is really like the usable life. I like it inside of 12 months for sure. You know, if I had my way, people wouldn't be stocking up past 12 months of what they need. I think it's freshest. I think you get less oxidation. I think the smell really is the truest that it's going to be inside 12 months.
Yeah, that's a good answer. And thank you for asking. And yes, if anybody ever needs to reach out and need to get directly in contact with Jill and or Nick, it is customerservice@drnicks.com. That is the email for you. They take great pride in getting back to everybody, especially in a timely fashion. And like Nick said, sometimes he just picks up the phone and calls you.
Yep. You can't stop me from doing that. Nope. That's gonna stay that way. And you know, so just so everyone's aware of the fit on the hats, you'll notice that the Yupong, and so this was a tough decision for me. Going for the trucker hat, I was really torn between the Richardson and the Yupong. I really was. I still kind of am. You might see another version of this hat come out that's printed on a Richardson hat. And I don't know that everyone's actually going to say like, "Ooh, I want the Richardson one versus the Yupong one." But what I will say, there is a difference in fit, and I'll show you what I mean. The best way to highlight it is kind of with sunglasses, I think. So on my head, you know, I got a big head, right? You know, I wouldn't quite say it's gourd. You know, I'm right in the melon size. I wouldn't quite say I'm all the way down to squash. All right, you got the three sizes. But I think with this one, for me, you know, you do see a little bit of scalp between my ear and the hat, right? You kind of see that. And I'm not a huge fan of that. The Richardson fits a little lower. Like it goes right down, probably right behind my ear. Like it comes up right here. So if I'm wearing sunglasses, this actually works pretty well because, you know, it doesn't touch my glasses, which is nice, right? But I prefer it to sit a little lower. Now, the guy at the print shop, he's probably got more on the squash size, right? Not quite a melon, you know, a little smaller than a melon, maybe like a small jackfruit, you know. And so he takes the Richardson and I put it on at the shop and I say, "Ooh, I like the way this fits a lot better. Do you like these?" And he's like, "Ooh, I can't wear those." And I say, "Why?" He's like, "I like those Yupong trucker hats." And he puts on the Richardson and it folded his ears down. So with me, it sat perfectly. And this on him sits perfectly. So I actually think we have a pretty good mix here, right? Because I think for people who maybe have a smaller head or just like the slightly higher fit of a trucker hat, this is going to fit the bill and they're going to get exactly what they want. And if someone wants more coverage, you know, you got the full back and you got the fabric all the way around and you see the way this one fits and this goes, you know, all the way down, right?
Yep.
Which still with glasses is okay. Still doesn't get in the way.
Yep. Nick, can you flip that hat around? People want to see if it's a snapback and then see how it looks on backwards as well.
Oh, yep.
Garrett had a request there. Awesome. How many snaps you got on that Yupong?
3.
See, I got you. I'm a 2 snapper usually.
See, I'm a little loose here. If I went 2, I'd be real loose. So you know, and what'll happen is if I wanted a little more curve, I'd snap it 1 more even because when you bend it, it loosens up. You know, so if I wanted it a little more curved, I'd throw it on here at like a 4 and I'd curve this bill a little bit. And that makes it get a little bit of a natural curve to it. And fits just as well.
Yeah. And they are, and we do have people that know their brands. True North said Yupong Fire. Mrs. Guns and Beards says that her husband, it's the only brand that he wears. They really are amazing. So I love my Branded Bills hats, but I'll be honest, I think that Branded Bills has an exact replica of Yupong. It's their own brand, but it is it is exact fit, exact shape and size of Yupong too. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
I really enjoy those ones. And yeah, so you'll have the trucker that is already a built-in curve, or you can curve the flat bill yourself, which I think Nick and I both do with a slight little curve, and it does stay.
Oh yeah, it definitely does. Like now that
Yep.
this one doesn't need to get photos taken of it and stuff, that's usually kind of about where I would rock this.
Yeah. And then Jason, lots of plans for the future. But Nick, have you considered the kind of flex fit trucker style, the ones that it's closed on the back, you can kind of stretch, but it does have the mesh?
Yeah. So our print shop did suggest some of those, and he's got some good options for it. If you have one that you like, actually, Jason, let me know which model that is, what brand, because we are looking at doing one of those, especially probably that for summer.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And true, when you go bald, there is an adjustment with having no hair underneath. And when I have a good haircut too, and where the hat lays, I usually have very little hair. So I get that for sure, man.
No,
Yeah, this is definitely, we're at 72 right now. Thank you guys for being here. This is our biggest live stream in channel history once again.
thank you guys. That is amazing.
Yeah.
And we didn't even tell you guys that we had a merch surprise.
Right. And we didn't even post about a giveaway on social media or anything. So, man, you guys are amazing. Absolutely amazing. And one last thing before we do some giveaways, and then we can kind of wrap all this up together at the end here. Nick, hoodies. Jill mentioned it. People are going crazy in the chat. Haven't heard you really elaborate on this. Hoodies. Go.
Dude, I'm so excited about these hoodies. And I tried to get one ready for today, but it wasn't, I didn't want to be that squeaky of a wheel. It's still a new relationship. They don't quite know what a pain in the ass I am yet, so they still like me. So I'm trying to keep it that way. I even told them when I walked in, I was like, listen, everyone I work with, I've had some requests to these guys, obviously. I tell them, everyone I work with for over like a year is perfectly comfortable telling me, Nick, you're being a pain in the ass. Let's worry about that next time, and we'll do this and this and this. And I told him on the phone today, I was like, listen, I'm going to swing by, and you just tell me if I'm ever being a pain in the ass, please be like, Nick, you're kind of being a pain in the ass. So far, still in good graces. So hoodies. We had a divided vote with you guys about zip up and pullover. And in true Dr. Nick style, I did both. Same brand, but what I did is I made the zip up a heavyweight and I made the pullover a midweight. So that way it's kind of the best of both worlds.
Yep.
I figured depending on how you're wearing them, the zip up's kind of more like a jacket. It's a little baggier, it's a little heavier. And what we did, and you guys will see this when they come out, I'm super excited about this, is we took this skull and we put it down the sleeves. So we staggered them down the sleeves, kind of angled like this, stacked down the sleeve. They're about this size, and it stacks down both sleeves. You got the logo on the back and the skull on the front. And so I think they came out really cool, and they are high quality hoodies. These are really nice from Industrial. So it's really good brand. We got next level shirts. We got Industrial pullovers. We got these Atlantis beanies. We went with really nice stuff on all fronts, to the point where even the print shop's like, people usually go with this one here that's got a little bit more of a margin baked into it. And I'm like, nope, don't care. People want good stuff. I want people to like it. I want them to wear it. And I don't want it to be like one of those concert shirts you buy off the rack and then wear it once and you're like, well, that was terrible.
For sure. And knowing that this is a business, knowing that this is what you want to do with your everything, and you got to pay the bills, provide for your family, specifically with merch, what is your end game? What is the goal? What do you want to accomplish by these hats, by these high quality materials that you're doing? What is the purpose of the merch?
So, it's a few things, right? People get to represent a brand they like, and they get to wear stuff and let people know things that they enjoy, just like any other shirt you'd buy. The only difference with this I don't want you to do it at the sake of being uncomfortable, right? We wanted something that was going to give people what they want, which was being able to represent the brand that they really like and that they've come to love. But also it's great for obviously brand awareness and all sorts of things there for us. But I wanted this stuff regardless if there was a $2 profit or a break even on some of this stuff at lower quantities. I wanted it to be something that was super high quality and really nice that you're going to want to wear. That's really the end game here. And ultimately, I want to have a much larger line of merch that gives people a lot of options between joggers and sweatpants and hell, boxers, other stuff, cool stuff. And I think it's just another really cool part of like a lifestyle brand that you get to really embody the whole spectrum of things that people want to enjoy when they like the products that someone makes.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
that's it.
Absolutely. And Jason, I don't know any of like the level or the grading, but I do have these exact hat brands. I do have them in black. I have never, and all I wear is hat. You guys know if I leave the house, I have a hat on. I have never experienced any fading with the Yupong hats or even the Richardson hats either.
Yeah, no, they're really good. I have a couple Yupong hats. Same with the New Eras too. I think like New Eras and Yupong, they both have really, really good fade resistance to them.
For sure, for sure. Chris, with a wink and a smile, stay tuned. Stay tuned. A class on how to teach to be great business owners.
Oh yeah, definitely
Yeah.
stay tuned.
Yeah, that's about all we're at on that one. But
Yeah.
let's go ahead and do a giveaway, you guys. We are going to give away one of these bottles of beard oil, 100% for free. Just simply saying thank you for supporting this live stream. Nick would like to say thank you for supporting this company. And really, we know that you guys are going to like this scent. We know that if this fits in your wheelhouse, man, it's going to be one that you hoped you stocked up on because it is really, really, really good for something that is between that number 9 and that number 18, if you're familiar with the brand.
Mm-hmm.
And so for this giveaway, guys, all you have to do, very simple, is click that link in the chat. It's also in the description. Put your name and your email address, and then you just need to be here and comment if you see your name on the screen. If you guys are familiar with my platform and giveaways, it's the same exact method, same exact way to claim it. So if you see your name, guys, all you need to do is drop a comment along the lines of, woohoo, it's me, I won, something like that, so we can get your win to you. If they win, but they left, unfortunately, we have to re-roll and give it to somebody that is actually here still. And we understand people have work and lunch break and all that stuff. But this is about giving back to the people that are currently in the live stream right now. Okay.
That is fantastic. And Garrett, to answer your question, yes, that is something that Jill is actively working on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a tricky one because I don't just want to not stink. I also want to not have giant pit stains.
Yeah.
So I am a sweaty guy, and I am going to be the live animal test subject for this one, along with Jill. And we're both very sensitive to BO. So I mean, we're not gonna let anything pass through here that's not the right thing. It might take another month. It might take another 2 years. I really don't know how long it's going to take to get it right, but it's a tricky one.
No doubt. And those diffusers, yes, the oil bottle diffusers.
Yep.
That's
Just got some samples in. Jill just ordered the first
feedback.
round of samples of those, and she's getting the reeds in, and she's working on the base solution. So those are actually down in the kitchen right now.
I love this. Are we familiar with your live stream? We're fam now.
Awesome, dude.
That's beautiful.
That is, and we are.
Dudette here. Come on, Nick. Dudette. All right.
Oh.
All right, guys. If you see your name on the screen, drop a comment to claim your victory. Do we have in the chat Dennis Sullivan? Drop a comment, Dennis, if you are out there, and you will be getting this bottle of beard oil for free. Let's see where we're at here. Nick's Pit Sticks.
There you go.
It's not bad, Car Bomb.
That's actually not bad at all. I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's not. It's a little aggressive, but hey, maybe that's the spot. And there is one other thing that I got to mention to you after the stream. We can't share this one yet. We give full transparency, but there have been a few little copycats out there that have been taking some steam away. But there is one thing that you are working on that we need to bring back. Sam actually asked me about it last night. And here's the Beardo Weirdo.
Beardo Weirdo.
Congrats, man. And he mentioned earlier, actually, you were talking, I tried to highlight it, and you might not even have to ship this one. He said, thanks a month ago or a couple months ago for allowing me to stop in and pick up some products.
Oh, yeah.
So this is Dennis.
Oh, what's up? Awesome. Very cool. And so I think I know what you were referring to about being able to stop in.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. Yeah, I think I know what you were talking about there.
People said, no way. That's awesome. Congrats, Dennis.
That is killer. Congrats, Dennis.
Yeah, two separate things. The stop in is the room and all that's going to be super exciting. But I was talking about a product that we've discussed that you guys are working on, but it's kind of gotten shelved or tabled with a lot of stuff. But we got to push that back up to the front.
What was that?
I can't, after I got you.
Okay.
We
All
gotta leave them
right.
hanging. We gotta leave them hanging on on
Ooh,
a little bit here.
you got me excited.
Yeah. So Dennis, congrats. Jill will be reaching out to you to get a contact on how you guys want to figure it out, whether it's to ship it or stop to the lab. And that again is for the X's and O's beard oil. Nick, go ahead and hold up what the other giveaway is that we're about to do right now.
Wabam.
All right. So this is a box of chocolates, gourmet Lindor. Is that Lindor?
They are Lindt chocolates. They are not chocolates from the planet Lindor. They are Lindt chocolates, but they're the truffle ones. So they're wrapped in all kinds of good stuff.
Ooh.
In a handmade paper card. We'll have you know that Jill would like to point out that this is a hand-folded piece of paper art on the front of this card. Wow. We went classy instead of something too humorous because we couldn't find something that was really above the waist, I'd like to say, for humorous Valentine's Day cards. And we didn't want to make any assumptions about who you're giving this to. So this is a nice way that you could kind of make everybody happy with one of these.
Yeah. And here's an easy request that I know you guys can make happen, and I think would be an awesome addition: decals for car windows.
Oh, that's an awesome idea.
With that logo you have right there, and then maybe Dr. Nick's Amazing Man stuff under it. I think that's a perfect decal. It's simple. Ooh. It's white to put into the window. That's very, very, very simple.
Oh yeah, I love that. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Gerard, we're on that.
Yeah, and those are super simple. That's we make those and all that. So it's awesome.
Oh yeah. Hey,
all right.
G squared wants it. G squared gets it. So
that's right. All right, so this again, guys, this giveaway is for the chocolates, this is for the card, and this is for the seasonal scent X's and O's. Do we have, I know we do, but we want to make sure we're covering it. Do we have in the building a Mr. Benjamin Taft? And I actually see him right here commenting before the win. Ben got it. So guys and girls out there, throw a congrats in the chat for Ben. He's going to get all of those. Ben, just check your email. Jill will be reaching out to you for your government name and your shipping address to get these out to you.
And toenail samples.
Oh, yeah. She just doesn't want the big toe nail, please.
Yeah. We have enough big toes. So we're actually working on index toes now.
Yep. Yeah. That is true. And then eventually we'll be working down to the pinky toe.
Yeah, that's right. She also says that she would take any fallen out or removed teeth.
Oh, I forgot about that. Especially if they have a gold crown on them.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's extra credit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah. That actually any gold fillings actually gets you a $50 store credit.
And so again, guys, to kind of cap everything up, the X's and O's Amber Oud Sandalwood is available. It's out now. It is a set number of oils. As long as they are there, it'll be available. Once they sell out, it'll be gone and be back next year. And then other than that, we have merchandise with the hats, the hoodies, the shirts that could be as early next week, coming out soon. So many cool things in the works. And again, thank you for supporting this stream. Thank you for supporting this channel here. You guys keep it growing every single week. Nick and I look forward to this. Is like our day. Like Tuesday's like the big day. It really is. We do so much on Tuesdays, and you guys are a massive part of that. So I want to say thank you. It gives me an amazing thing I love Mondays, and then it used to be like kind of like, oh, okay, there's not much on Tuesday. Now it's like, boom, we got Tuesday. So thank you for me. Nick, go ahead and take it away with the final words. Got about a minute and a half left here.
Oh man, look at that. It's like the first time I think that we're wrapping up right on 2 o'clock. Look at that. So I'll lead us out and not have anybody stay over. But man, yes, thanks for all the product input. Like, as you guys know, and I think this is proof to it, like 100%, well, not 100%, I'd say like 90% of our product development strategy is based around feedback. And, we don't come up with much kind of in a vacuum, right? We want to give you guys what you want, and we want to keep doing what you like, and we want to do more of what you like and expand that direction. So, the stuff you guys are seeing is 1,000% based on what you guys want. And so hopefully we're bringing it to you in the way that you like. And it seems like we are. So thanks for all that feedback. Thanks for the input. Thank you for the reviews. I mean, the Judge Me review links that come through after you purchase something, the feedback that you guys have put through has been incredible. And just like last night, it was one of those things where reading someone's feedback literally changed my entire day. So selfishly speaking, not even just for the brand, keep it coming. I mean, it keeps me going. It really does. So
Absolutely.
for that, I am eternally grateful, and just thank you guys again for being here. And again, breaking records on the stream, number 23, number 24 next week. It's growing. I love it. I love you guys, and thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. We'll be back next week. We got some cool stuff planned for the live stream on Valentine's Day, and just a quick little send off, because so many of you, like I said, literally like family, and I talked about it last night and Sam posted about it. I just got a text 3 minutes ago that Sam, we finally got word. Oh, let's see, you can come up here. Finally got word that she has an ultrasound appointment tomorrow at 1:30. So we had to call and bug the heck out of the places today. That lady acted like she didn't know what we were talking about, and she's like, I don't have an order for that. I don't have an order for this. So it was kind of a hectic morning this morning, but I was like, hey, I'm not going to let up. So Sam has an ultrasound tomorrow at 1:30. So I will hopefully be able to share some more news as we update. So it's good news. I'm excited to hopefully get some answers and get this ball rolling. And if anybody has any questions or needs anything, reach out anytime. But she just texted me, so I was like, all right, I got to share. There's so many people.
That's
in here
fantastic
that care,
news,
so.
man. I'm going to want an update. You got that at 1:30. I'm going to be expecting a text by about 3:00, letting me know how that goes.
For sure. I will.
Please
all
do.
right, guys. Well, thank you. We will see you next week.